I'll introduce myself again. My name is Jamie. I'm your host for today, and we're live on KUMU and Facebook. So please don't forget to share this as well to your friends who might need this on their career journey. So this is our first episode, right? This is our first episode for the month of July. So happy month of July, everyone. I hope you all are doing amazing on this gloomy but beautiful Monday. So please comment down where you're from so we can give you all a shout out. So while at it, or while we're waiting at it, to all our awesome Code Go alumni and current students, I know you guys are watching right now. Listen up because we've got some seriously epic news for you. Put a big circle around July 28th on your calendar because we're hosting a mind blowing job fair just for you. So get ready to explore exciting career opportunities and level up your tech game like never before. So it is a one of a kind chance to make lasting impressions, score interviews, and kickstart your dream tech career. So this job fair is it's all about showing off your skills, networking with industry's pros, and opening doors to unimaginable possibilities. So, dress to impress. Kahit online lang siya, bring your A game and get ready to rock the tech world. So, again, don't forget to, of course, update your resume because who knows, diba, baka sa job fair nyo makuha yung dream job that you want. So again, stay tuned for updates and registration details. This job fair is exclusively again for you amazing Code Go pips, so don't miss out on this golden opportunity. So you please go to our Facebook website so that you can see all the details on how to register for the job fair event on July 28th. So again, save the date. It's July 28th because it's going to be an unforgettable day of connections, growth, and pure tech awesomeness. So see you there, rockstars. All right. So for today's episode is actually pretty interesting, especially to our millennial and Gen Z viewers, because we will talk about tech and the career you can get from there. So, today's digital age, where smartphones are practically an extensions of our hands, it's no secret that technology dominates every aspects of our life. So from coding to AI, cybersecurity, to data analytics, the tech world is bursting with opportunities for ambitious young professionals like yourself. So our speaker is a total rock star in tech field, having navigated their way to through the ever-changing landscape to achieve her own success. So she's here to share her insider knowledge, tips, and personal experiences, to help you level up and thrive in the world of tech. So throughout this interview, we will, deep dive into the juicy stuff like essential skills you'll need, the coolest job roles, and specialization out there. We also want to discuss the challenges you might face and the best strategies to break into this competitive field. So, yeah, get ready to hear some inspiring stories and gain the confidence to pursue your tech dream. So, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to our speaker as she share her insights on starting a career in tech industry. So, it's time to level up and make your tech dreams a reality. Please welcome Miss Ia Nuestro. Hello, hi Miss
Hi,
Ia.
Hi, Jamie.
Hello,
Nice.
Miss Ia. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually at home right now. Um, it's
Right.
a
So
day to work, not gloomy.
right. So for everyone's knowledge, Miss Ia is a professional from Code Go. Miss Ia, can you share a bit about your own journey in the tech industry and how did you get started and what motivated you to pursue a career in this field?
So I actually graduated as an IT student. So I did the whole 4-year course. I was a developer for almost 10 years. And then, um, but how do I put this? My passion wasn't really like cemented yet. So I wasn't like 100% into coding, but I knew that I was 100% into tech. So
Right. Mhm.
my journey was more figuring out those 8 years was figuring out where I wanted to excel in tech. So did I want back end? Did I want front end? And
Mhm.
um, come 2020, in the pandemic,
Pandemic.
yeah, in the
Yeah. Mhm.
days, I was like, oh, if I'm gonna make a major shift, I should do it now. Because if not now, then
Mhm.
so now I am a product manager. So I've been specializing in products for the past 3 years. So there.
Wow. Right. Could you share your personal career journey, Miss Ia? Like I know you've mentioned that earlier. Like I want to know like the critical decision or pivot that had a substantial impact in terms of choosing this kind of career.
When I wanted to go into product management, I actually enjoyed the puzzle solving aspect of development, but I did not enjoy the long hours, the actual looking at code for a long time. But I enjoyed, um, actually, what I enjoyed is talking to customers and knowing what they want and knowing how to improve their experiences. So I figured, oh, maybe there's a way for me to marry UI and UX with coding itself, but on a more business level. So that's why I wanted to pursue product management. The decision point would probably really be COVID, because
Right, right.
I wanted to be somewhere that brings me joy, but also brings
Mhm.
is able to sustain my living.
Right. I know. You know what, Miss E. I don't think you're the only one because in most of people right now had a major turnaround when the pandemic happened. Right. So there are some decisions. I believe, especially to our audience right now, they really decided that yung mga major turnout events nila in life is was actually during pandemic. So I totally understand where you're coming from. And Miss Iya, I also want to ask, like, what have been some of the most significant challenges you faced when starting your career in tech, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges I faced was actually moving out of coding, because I have been doing it for a long time. Um, and it's always scary to transition out, even if if you consider product management is still in the
Mm-hmm.
same realm, right? And there are
Mm-hmm.
a lot more difficult transitions, like going from one industry to another. It's really um, what was difficult was actually convincing myself that okay, now is the time. Because imagine, I've been wanting to do it for years, and I put it
Mm-hmm.
out so much that I was getting old in the industry, and I'm like, oh, if I don't do it now, I'm gonna lose my chance. I'm not gonna be young enough to have the strength to like study and um, retool myself to unlearn and relearn the things that I had to, so that I can enter product management and tech as a whole, because I had to change my mindset. Because
Mm-hmm.
technically, when I was a dev, was pure tech, like really coding, purely technical. Now I have to look at it as a business. So I
Right.
have to like read a lot of books. I had to have discipline, and I have to be really observant of things. So that was a difficulty. The difficulty is the discipline and choosing and sticking to your decision.
Right. And what are the questions in mind that you had before? Like yung mga parang questions you ask yourself before going to that decisions.
What questions I had? Probably is if I was willing to go back to a junior role.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Because of course, since I was working for quite some time already, um, I was already in a role in tech wherein di naman, it's not comfortable, but it's a lot more influential over the projects.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I really had to ask myself, am I willing to like take a step back and then go to the bottom of the ladder?
Mm-hmm.
And that was really hard to um that was really hard for me to swallow because we have some level of pride going on.
Right. Right.
But of course, another consideration I had was I needed to find something that I needed to balance having not just a junior position but also a junior salary, a
Right.
junior salary
Right.
to pay for my passion, which is
Mm-hmm.
the product. So yeah, it's really more on how can you sustain yourself.
Right. And can you share a memorable, maybe like a memorable experience or project, that has had a profound impact on your career and help you shape your professional path?
Hmm. Um, that's the thing. I actually went through not only different branches in tech, not just front
Mm-hmm.
end and back end, but also different industries. Um, and then one day I realized, oh, I'm mostly doing fintech, and
Mm-hmm.
fintech is not just fintech is not just money. It's not just savings accounts. It's also credits. Um, it's not just directly money. It's enabling people to get A for B. So things like that. And a few notable projects that I was able to work on are different banks in different
Right.
continents.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to do those both as I was able to have my hands on both as a dev and a product manager, and I cannot tell you enough how different those two practices are. Um, but yes, even though my experience is fully fintech, I
Mm-hmm.
came to realize that it also applies to other industries as well.
Right. And I would like to deep dive on the focus more actually on having a career in tech. So, Miss Ia, what are some niche skills in tech that are in high demand in 2023, and how does our bootcamp, Go Bootcamp, prepare learners for this?
Okay, so what I love about our bootcamp is it not only enables you to learn one thing, it enables you to learn multiple things. So you don't just learn front end, you learn back end, you learn database. What's good about it? Um, it's the fact that we are enabling you to be more adaptable because that's what is in tech right now. Everything is changing constantly and in a more rapid.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
what's good about our bootcamp is we don't just teach you one thing. We teach you different frameworks, different languages, but of course um, it can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take it a language at a time, a session at a time. But if you are able to overcome that and um, get the discipline of being adaptable and being able to know how to prioritize your time, how to understand
Mm-hmm.
the importance of um, uh, the thing is the importance of actually studying beyond your hours. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a niche skill. Why? Because coding is not just coding anymore. Coding is actually studying. Like coding is going beyond the box. Coding is
Mm-hmm.
anticipating new technologies. Coding is being ready for what is uncertain. So that's that.
Right, and as what you've mentioned, Miss Ia, coding is not just coding because it evolves from time to time. So how do you stay like motivated and continuously learn and grow in such a fast-paced and demanding, rapidly evolving field like that?
So me, my personal motivation is I always like to review tech news, but not really in the
Right.
process of reviewing tech news. It's more on, this is a new idea. So how could I apply it
Mm-hmm.
here in the Philippines? So my angle is more localization. How do we advance the Philippines in terms of tech by
Mm-hmm.
studying how it is applied on other countries as well? So that keeps me motivated. That allows me to read a lot. And for example, in CodeGo, it also allows me to look at our program and um, tailor it to whatever we see is in the near future.
Right. And I'm just curious, Miss Ia, like how has the tech industry evolved over your career, and what should, yung mga newbies natin, or for those who are watching right now, expect in their journey today if they, start, working or learning about the tech industry?
Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna reveal my age in the context of what I'm gonna say. So back in my days, tech was super simple. It's actually Web 2.0. It's in the transition of Web 1 and Web 2. So right now
Mm-hmm.
we're in the verge of embracing Web 3. Right? So Web 2, if you, maybe one good example I have is if you look at the logo of Coke right now, it's flat.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I was studying tech when it wasn't flat yet. Like it was the old logo, the one that looked like a script. So and
Miss Ia, you look like you're on your mid-20s. What do you mean? Like,
between
reveal your age now. Go, go on.
so that was actually that's actually an indicator. So
Mm-hmm.
um, for example, websites before, they're flashy. There are a lot of marquees. There are a lot of, sometimes nga there are glitters. If you remember, like how our old Friendster profiles look like. Yes, and now
Yes. Mm-hmm.
we are in the age of tech wherein it's not really about making something look flashy. It's about making
Right.
something really useful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So before it was about expression, now it's about usability. And it's not just making it easy to use, it's about making it um, enjoyable to use.
Right. And right now, parang ganun nga siya, Miss Iya, no? That people dig more on the convenience and how fun, you use the tech. So, as what we've mentioned, the trends in tech changes rapidly. And one quick question, this is more personal, actually curious lang din ako, like, did you ever have to decide between a traditional career path and taking a more unconventional route in tech industry? Like, if there is, like, what factors did you think about and how did that choice impact your career?
So I actually had a couple of years where I spent it in corpo, not in
Mm-hmm.
startups. Like I'm an advocate of startups. Most of my life I've been working with startups. I tried
Mm-hmm.
doing corpo, the very
Mm-hmm.
traditional, very
Mm-hmm.
silent style of working. It didn't work for me because I have a bit of a sporadic personality. Like you can't put me in a specific box of work hours.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what I love about startups is that you are able to have more influence. Your, how do I put this? It's really hard to get approvals in corporate. So if you want
Yes.
to like go
Right, right.
first. And in
Mm-hmm.
startup, it's a bit more flexible.
Right.
So
So
it's
you're
really
more on the
hard.
flexibility. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, having like uh, being in a boot camp is kind of similar actually, because it's like compressing. Like when I was in my first job, so
Mm-hmm.
I felt like one day was equal to like a week
Right.
compared to boot camp. Yeah.
And actually, Miss Ia, we have a question from Liam. He's asking what specific career in tech is the easiest to get if you have no IT background?
Hi, Liam. So that's a good question. It depends on what you see you're good at. So, for example, are you good at writing? You can go
Mm-hmm.
to technical writing first and then shift into business analysis. One thing that I saw as well is that this is a good litmus test is um, are you uh, do you like to critique products? Because if you do, you'd be a good QA. Because being a QA is a really good entry point because it allows you to review the UX, and depending on the company, you would also be able to see the code itself and review how it works. So not only are you actually working a full-time job, you're also being able to study in the front lines as well. So it's good kasi you have the opportunity to ask your teammates, oh, how does this work? Um, can you teach me about how this function works? How does this code work? And then it's easier to actually go into coding. So for non-coding, analysis is good. UI UX research and design is good as well. You don't need a tech background, but you do need to study a bit of psychology as well. Um, but the number one thing that you need if you are going into IT, if you don't have an IT background, is you have to be really good at research. Because a lot of the things right now, even if, for example, in CodeGo, you go into CodeGo, you still need to read beyond. I mean, there's no program, even a 4-year course, will not give you everything. So you have to have the initiative to research.
I agree. And speaking of that, since we have like, the initiatives and all, in terms of like gaining experience, Miss Ia, like how important it is to gain practical experience, through internships or projects when it's starting a career in tech, and how can one secure such opportunities?
Practical experience is really important because I remember when I graduated, and a lot of my classmates as well, a lot of people I've heard say, "Oh, what I learned in school, I'm not really using now." But of course, we're using it. I mean, it's our major subjects, of course. But um, the adulting stuff we don't learn. So we don't learn how to deal with coworkers. We don't learn the social aspect of tech. We don't learn, like for example, the life skills. The um, sad to say, we have to learn politics as well. So
Yeah.
company politics and practical skills are good. For example, in Kodo we have our projects. So when you do your project, we are able to give you an opportunity to learn how to work with other people. Because in coding, you don't survive alone. You have to learn um, how to collaborate with others. And another thing about the projects is that it allows you to have a holistic view of a product na you don't just look at the front end. You also look
Mm-hmm.
at the back end, and then you also look at the user experience. That is super important because you may be able to build something that is technologically amazing, but if no one wants
Mm-hmm.
to use it, then fine.
Right. And f- for your personal like perspective, Miss Ia, like what do you consider to be the most rewarding aspect of working in the tech industry? For those who are watching right now and the interest, who are interested to go to this type of career, and what keeps you passionate about your work?
If I'm gonna be really honest, I love getting paid to solve puzzles.
Okay,
Because
solving puzzles. Mm-hmm.
tech is
Mm-hmm.
puzzle solving. It's improving your life, like even in an incremental, a small incremental. So I like being paid and earning enough to do
Mm-hmm.
like something that excites my brain every day.
Right. And it excites you every is it time consuming ba, Miss Ia, like working on that kind of like career? I'm just curious.
It's time consuming, but I have
Mhm.
learned how to integrate it in my life. For
I
example,
see.
um, I'm a gamer, so
Mm-hmm.
I love to play games. But I also research or I on the background sometimes when I'm having dinner or when I'm working. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I also play like documentaries and reviews of games because why? Not only because I love games, but because I want to see the product aspect of the game.
I see.
Able to
Right. Mm-hmm.
integrate my research with what I like doing in something that is not totally distracting to me.
Right. But how do you maintain, Miss Ia, a healthy work-life balance, while pursuing a career in a demanding and rapidly evolving field like tech?
I actually have a personal time tracker. So,
I see. Parang Pomodoro technique, ganon.
yeah, what I use is rescue time, not plugging. What I use is that it monitors everywhere I go. But of course, it's not to be strict na if I see 8 hours, oh, I have to stop. No, it's really just for me to see, oh, I'm dedicating this much time. Maybe I should
Mhm.
dedicate this much time to my personal life. It's really
Are there
more
any? Go on, go on. Sorry.
it's really more just to guide myself, not to be strict.
I see. Right. Are there like any specific mentors or role models who have influenced your career? If so, how have they inspired or guided you?
Yes. Actually I have a lot because uh I tend in my younger years what I did was I really pursued companies that I believed in and ended up meeting the people who built those companies, and since I already look up to them, I took the opportunity to actually meet them personally and gain insights from them. So
Mm-hmm.
my mentors are my coworkers from my previous companies as well. So I was working for a few venture studios, which is a really good place to have mentors because you will have mentors from different industries. And what's good about having your boss as your mentor or your workmates as your mentor is that you can ask questions, like even random.
Right.
Like, you don't have to schedule.
And it's learning from ano talaga from other people as well. And speaking of, learning from others, like in terms of like in boot camp, Miss Ia, like what are some growth opportunities and career paths that your boot camp graduates can look forward to?
So, like I said, actually, since we're teaching a lot of things, so we are teaching actually web development right now.
Mm-hmm.
It opens a lot of doors because you are
Mm-hmm.
able to um, jumpstart your career not just in one language. For example, we not only teach certain back end languages, we also teach front end. So you already have two there. And then if you
Mm-hmm.
want to be a full stack developer, it's also a good curriculum. If you want
Mm-hmm.
to be a database manager, it's also a good curriculum. So um, the way we created our curriculum um, is in a way that you're not stuck with just one path. You can choose to
Mm-hmm.
go to multiple paths, and you'd be sure to be able to get something from the bootcamp and apply it there.
Right. And before we go to our next questions, Miss Ia, like I would like to talk to all our Code Go alumni and current students again. Listen up because we've got some news for you because we will be having our job fair on July 28th. We will, get ready to explore exciting career opportunities there and level up your tech game like never before. It's one of a kind chance to make lasting impressions, score interviews, and kickstart your dream tech career in partnership with, of course, CodeGo. This job fair is all about showing off your skills, your networking with industry's pros, and opening doors to all the possibilities out there. So, don't forget to bring your A game, prepare your resumes, and get ready to rock the tech world. So again, stay tuned for updates and registration details. In fact, our team already put the link on our comment section. So if you are interested, please do register. And this is exclusively for Code Go peeps out there. So don't miss out on this golden opportunity. Again, save the date, July 28th, because it's going to be a day of connections, growth, and pure tech. So see you there, rockstars. So again, I'm going back, Miss Ia, to for our viewers to know more about the bootcamp. Like, how does your bootcamp build not just technical skills but also soft skills that are crucial for a successful tech career?
So what's good about our bootcamp is we don't just recognize that what I
Mm-hmm.
said earlier, that coding is not just coding. So what
Mm-hmm.
we do is we have a career services path
Mm-hmm.
platform. So what we do is we actually aim to help our graduates not only learn the technical aspects of having a tech job, but also um,
Mm-hmm.
communication, which is super important in tech. Imagine not being able to verbalize what you mean to your client. That's going to be very difficult. So we have services for that. We have services for resume writing as well. And we offer a few different master classes on some niche topics as well.
Mm-hmm. In
So,
terms of like, go on,
oh,
Miss Missy. Yeah, sorry. So sorry about that.
that's okay. So we don't just look at our graduates and see a tech graduate. We see
Mm-hmm.
actually someone who is hireable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that.
Right. And I'm just curious, Miss Ia, like, does it have, like, for those who are interested to join Code Go, does it have kailangan ba parang they're graduate or they're really into the field of tech, or is it okay if someone enrolled from different industries naman?
Different industries is okay, and sometimes you can use it to your advantage, right? Because you're actually supplementing your tech with your previous experiences.
Right.
Of course, it's gonna be overwhelming at first, but that's part of it. I remember when I started studying tech, way back. I had no IT background. I had no programming itself, and then when I entered my first week of classes, my classmates already knew how to program. So I was like, oh no. But
Right.
maybe an example that I can give you for shifters is I recently just heard this. So if have you seen John Wick 4?
I haven't. Even the John Wick one. I'm so sorry.
So apparently
Yeah.
John Wick 4, the reason that it has such good stunts and action sequences is because the director was a former stunt coordinator. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason that that movie has an edge. So you can also put it in IT that I've seen I've seen some of our students take what they have learned in their current industry and apply
Mm-hmm.
it to how they build their products or their projects. So you don't need a background in tech. What you need is to make the choice to go to tech and the discipline to actually see it through.
Which is really nice because it's from so basically what you're saying, Miss Iya, is Code Go is for beginners and for experts as well.
Mm-mm.
So that's really nice. And in terms of like networking, Miss Iya, like can you share some tips for networking and positioning oneself for job opportunities in the tech industry?
So networking in the tech industry here in the Philippines is actually, I won't say easy because most tech people are introverts. Networking
Right.
is very, sige, I'll go with the term accessible because
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of tech communities here in the Philippines. Imagine that per type of technology, there's probably a user group that meets once a week or once a month to discuss and basically get to know each other, share best practices. A few on top of my mind is AWS user group and DevCon Philippines. And of course, in CodeGo, you have the community of your alumni and your classmates, and you can always share your best practices within the groups and within the batches as well.
Right. And by the way, Misia, we are actually wrapping this whole interview in a few minutes, but I would like to ask, what advice do you have, like for young professionals or for those who want to change their career into tech, who may be unsure about choosing a specific specialization within the tech industry? Like, what advice do you want to share to them?
So my advice is, I'm not gonna say don't be afraid because it's scary, but
Yeah. Mhm.
my advice is to be confident that there are always people who are there to help you because tech, as much as it is overwhelming, it is a very helpful community. So there will always be someone. So for example, in CodeGo, um, we have um, we have people who can help you not just in the technical aspects of things, but also in the soft skills and how you want to pursue your career. You can always reach out to us for that. Um, and don't try to do everything yourself. You can, but if you feel tired, just ask for help and someone's always gonna be there.
Right. You know what, Miss? Yeah, I believe that tech is actually very complicated, especially for those who have zero knowledge about it. And tech is really it's really broad. So a help from someone who really knows about it, the tech itself, would be a great help for your journey to to improve or in your professional growth in your career. So I think that's actually about it, Miss Iya. Like, is there anything you want to promote for this would you sorry, nabubulol ako. We're still live, and do you have like anything to promote, like the Code Go, the your curriculum and all that you want to share with our viewers today?
Yeah, so for anyone who is um, uh, considering trying for an IT career or a tech career, we would love for you guys to join us at CodeGo. We have an extensive curriculum, but not only that, we also aim to make um, give you the confidence not only to learn the tech, but actually to go out there and apply for the jobs and um, and actually be successful in it. So we're not just focused on churning out graduates, we're focused on changing lives here. So there's that. We'd love to see you with us. If you have any questions, please just contact anyone from the KUMU team.
Yes, and you guys have like Facebook or any social media platforms, please let them know.
Sure. Please go to our Facebook page. It's Code Go. Um, not spelled as it sounds because it's letter K. So Code Go, and then our website is codego.ph.
All right. All right. So that's a wrap on our interview about starting a career in tech industry. I hope you guys learned something from Miss Ia and from today's episode. Again, we wanted to give a massive shout out and thanks to our incredible speaker right here, Miss Ina, for dropping some serious knowledge bombs and sharing your personal experiences with us today. So you've given us a roadmap to success in the tech universe, and we're forever grateful, Miss Iya. Thank you so much for that. And thank you all for tuning in to this epic tech journey with us. Again, guys, July 28th for all our Code Go alumni and students. Don't miss out on July 28th job fair for all of you. All right. So again, thank you all for tuning in to this interview. Until we meet again, stay rockstar, and catch you on our next episode. Thank you, Miss Ia. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day.